Wilhelm, help me.
I am.
Appreciate it.
29 damage.
Okay.
And I take my crossbow out, and I'm going to fire it at the same creature. Getting a 21 to hit. For...
How much damage was the first attack?
29.
29? Okay.
8 more damage.
Shoot it down.
So as it charges at Wrath, I plunge my blade through its throat and then shoot it in the head. Just as it's like right in front of you. It's just...
And I'm trying so hard to keep this demon under control as brains splatter at me.
Okay. The Countess. She starts her turn in the fog. She succeeds her saving throw. She walks out of the fog towards Wilhelm and Wrath.
Good.
Standing just outside the edge of the fog. Hackles with laughter. As she's just standing on the and as she does this, she is going to attack. Yeah, she'll move in to. She will cast out of their delirium orb at Wilhelm. And she gets a 20 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Wilhelm, you take 20 damage.
Do I gain another level?
No, this is not more. Yeah, this is just the one that does damage.
Cool.
Okay.
There goes my health potion.
Okay.
I just healed that.
And as she casts the last spell, she becomes incapacitated. She can't concentrate on it. And you see her body starting to shudder and convulse. Wrath, what are you gonna do? And she just laughs and laughs maniacally. She doesn't fall prone. She's just incapacitated. She can still move. Attacks don't have advantage against her. She's just incapacitated.
I reach into my bag and I produce the spell scroll of Purge Contamination.
Okay.
The one we purchased off of.
Unfortunately, it takes a minute to cast.
Uh-oh. Hold her down. Hold her down. We might have. What about Aqua Expurgo?
Aqua Expurgo will prevent it.
I have the Bulgara jump off the ceiling. He's going to grab the Countess, and he's going to run for
I
the
listened to
well
these yesterday.
Okay, he runs towards the well.
with the Countess.
Okay, so the Countess still gets to make. She's
Okay, well, I want to try to
but
pick
you
her
still
up,
wanna grab her.
and then I want to try to have the Bulgara try to carry her towards the well.
Okay, making a poke.
5.
Okay, I get a 19. Yeah.
So he's trying to grab and wrestle
Tries to
with
grab
her.
her, but even though.
And you handed me.
Foolproof. And a huge thank you to our dungeon master, Monty.
Yeah.
Because you left them open.
Oh, they're super open.
Yeah.
My bad. I was gonna try to get him to come through this way, but
The horse.
Yeah, and it plows through the nightmare horse. The horse is still alive, but it doesn't get to attack. It had to dash to get on it. Right?
Oh my god.
The shuddering as it crashes through the front hallway as the Dullahan looks at you, Wilhelm, seeing his takes its blade and leaps off the balcony and drives the blade into the Striga's back.
Yes!
And it does, with the flaming sword, it draws the blade down, slicing across the back of the Striga, dealing 20 points of damage to it.
Nice.
The Striga howls with an unearthly rage. Rudy, it's your turn.
From the Moonbeam's current position to where it is now, straight line, is that 60?
Yeah, it's 60 feet.
Cool, I can move it 60 feet.
Okay.
The Moonbeam onto
All right.
the Striga.
That's how I do succeed.
Sorry?
I do succeed myself.
Okay. 6 damage. So
Okay.
6 damage. And I'm gonna move as far away as I can.
Okay. It's your turn.
I rain Eldritch Blast, yelling, "Fire on it! Give it everything!
Everyone!
I get a 24 and a miss.
The 24 hits.
For 7 force damage and 9 radiant damage.
Okay. This thing is grievously wounded with the Eldritch energy and the magic that has ravaged it, but it is still standing. Wilhelm, what are you gonna do?
From the balcony, seeing my father jump down, I yell to him and I say, I'm assuming that he's responsible for the Black Sun. So I yell, "Father, bring the dawn, bring the sunlight. Rule number 99, when given a difficult choice, the option that helps the most people is the right one." And Wilhelm leaps off as well onto the back of the Striga. And I'm going to attack it with my moon-touched rapier.
Okay.
Getting a 25 to hit.
It's a hit, and sneak attack fully applies.
While I'm doing this, are there windows around, like that I could shoot to let sunlight in if there was sunlight?
Again, there are the tall castle windows.
Isn't there like a big?
And there is the one above the throne.
Okay, like a big rose window. Might need some
They
repair.
do let the light in.
Okay. So I yell to bring the
Shoot the
bring
glass.
the sun. Ugh. Ugh. How many dice did I roll? Is it this one too? Yeah, that's 3 ones. It's only 17 damage.
Oh.
That was a bad
Okay.
roll.
It went to 2, a 3, and a 4.
And I am like I have this epic moment in my head that if there is like a stained glass window that would see the sun, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow, fire it, and shatter the glass, hoping
Alright.
that the sunrise illuminates the room if my father allows it.
Okay. Richard Steelfang leaps back into the room to attack the Striga. Actually, doesn't hit. With the armored hide is like plate. It's crushed. But and his claws rake across it, but do not move it. Elias Drexel takes out his bow and begins shooting from the ramparts, managing to get 1 hit in for 10 damage. Shoot it! Shoot it! The Striga. Okay. Wilhelm, roll 86.
Yes, sir. How's a 2 sound?
That was like you're gonna get the bite attack.
That makes sense. Doing what I got to do. It's gonna go well.
Striga turns to you, and it claws back at Rickard, clawing deeply into him for 20 points of damage on Rickard, and then it swipes back at the Dullahan critting the Dulan. So that's going to be.
He took your crit.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Smashing the Dulan for a total of 33 points of damage. And it recoils backwards, and then biting down on Wilhelm, getting a 22 to hit.
Hits.
And that is going to be it's going to be 23 piercing damage and 8 necrotic damage.
And I half the piercing damage. So I imagine the way I half it is I actually get my rapier in there, so when he bites down, I like jab
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
So it was 21 piercing damage.
It was 23 piercing, so that would go down
Great.
to you're fine.
I'm fine.
The Dullahan staggers back and says, Son. 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 My son. He looks and says, Rule 100. When you're low on options, do whatever it takes. And the Dullahan whistles towards the horse and walks towards the front gates. And as it walks towards the front gates and out onto the bridge, its flaming form dissipates into cool energy, and you see the calm visage of your father riding back into the bridge as the light of the sun begins to creak in through the windows of the castle. The Dulan disappears in a ray of sunlight. There is a howl from the creature as its sunlight hypersensitivity kicks into gear. Thanks to its sunlight hypersensitivity, it will take 20 points of radiant damage at the start of each of its turns. Until perhaps it is destroyed. But until then, let's see what kind of damage it can do. Ready?
Seeing the sunlight come through, and I say, yeah, and I run towards it, and I want to jump off and hit it with my axe. Trying to chop its head off.
Okay.
Alright, let's do this.
Yeah, Rudy.
22.
It's a hit.
Okay.
It's time.
Rudy doing what she does.
26 damage.
Nice. Yes. I know that.
22 to hit for 20 damage.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
It takes its moonbeam damage on its turn.
Yeah,
right?
correct.
I continue to howl and raise my axe.
Cleave into so you see the rays of searing light as its flesh is cooking, and the smell coming off of it is rancid, like a well dead corpse being Brad, it's your turn.
I shoot at it. I get an 18
That actually deflects off of its armor.
and a 26
That does hit.
for 11 force damage and 9 radiant damage.
Okay. It's not looking too good. It is well past bloodied. Wilhelm.
From inside of its mouth as it's chomping down on me and getting that blade in there, I drive the blade into the roof of its mouth as hard as I can. Getting a 20.
The hit.
Surprise. Big attack.
Into its brain!
$25 damage.
You drive your blade into whatever is there in its brain, and it shrieks, releasing you from its bite. And as it stumbles backward through the front gates into the full force of the sun, it is leaving only flecks of blackened. And that's where we'll take our break. And we are back from our short rest. We have restocked on consumables and are ready to play some more D&D. As the true dawn breaks and the undead minions of the Countess begin to crumble to dust, the binding necromantic energy animating them, finally unbinding. As the necrotic energy that animates them unbinds, the steel fangs return to their human forms, and the last flecks of dust that remain of the Striga flutter fall. Yeah, there's a collective sigh.
Oh boy. I have to see the sunrise.
You did amazing in there. I can't believe you talked him down using just your rules.
It was my father. He wrote those rules for me. I mean, some of them were passed down by his father before him, and through the Von Kessel line. If I was going to reach him anyway, it would be the lessons he taught me. I'm happy that, in a way, I got to draw swords with my father and fight for what was right, at least once together. That means more to me here in these halls, and I think I can put into words right now.
This truly shows that words can be more powerful than the sword at times. And you inspired him to bring the sun back. You couldn't have done that without him.
I don't want to take all the credit here. I mean, I asked you to keep that thing occupied, and you did, and that's, I know that me yelling that out a window may have seemed like I was throwing that on you, but it was a task that was necessary. I hoped that what I was doing was right, and hoped that you two could live long enough to allow it to happen, and you did. You survived. You fought it off long enough that we all got a chance at it as the sun rose. It was teamwork. And I actually, at this moment, I turn to all the Steel Fangs and Rickard and Elias, and I say in like a louder voice so that it booms through the hall, and I say, I want to thank each and every person standing in this hall for what they've done, the Von Kessels, and for Kesselholm on this day. Any past events that may have tainted these halls is forgiven.
Rickard, Steelfang, and Elias Drexel look at one another, and Elias says, "We committed a terrible wrong here. You speak of the grace try not to dwell too much on all the people I've killed, or watched die. But I'm glad. Looks like you broke one curse this day. You're ready for round 2.
I made a promise, Rickard, and I'm going to keep it. We have a couple days to recover before full moon. I think we'll all need it. But perhaps after what we've shown you here, you maybe have a little more faith that we can hopefully do it.
I think you can. Anyone can.
And we'll see to it.
I know we've seen your father many times. You may not know him. I don't think that's the last you see him. I think he's still watching over you.
You disappeared into a beam of sunlight, so, I mean, I'm not much for...
You don't understand magic. Like, that's not how it works. He's
I
watching.
mean, I was going to agree with you and say I'd like to imagine that as the sun rises, I'll think of him every time. Thank you.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, that's magic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You did excellent back
It was Rudy.
there. I mean, I know it was Rudy. Rudy, you did excellent back there. You know that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Rudy did like the most damage to that thing of anybody.
We all did fine. All of us. And I go, oh! Hope the others
There's just
howl as well.
They don't. They're not
There's
wolves.
just one
Fine,
thing
fine.
left to do. I fall to my knees. I begin drawing circles on the ground.
The callback.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a while with that.
Yeah.
We lost a few soldiers, but we'll start cleaning up around here.
Did my father ever have a funeral? Perhaps we gather the bodies of the steel fangs, the hooded lanterns. There's not anything left, I think, of my father. Is there anything left of my father, or has he disappeared?
Whatever that wasn't his. It was more like an apparition than anything else. Elias can tell you what happened to your father's body.
Oh, no, I'll just say, like, we gather the bodies of the dead, and we're going to hold, tonight we'll hold a great pyre in the courtyard of the castle. We'll burn the bodies, we'll say some words, and we'll honor my father as well.
There's a great crypt downstairs.
We're not going to burn the bodies in the crypt.
No, but you don't. It's just, I'm just saying, like,
We could put them there afterwards, put the ashes.
maybe we could bring them back. Nope, cross the line.
No, thank you.
No.
But I do think that the crypts could use some redecorating. Perhaps we tear down the statue.
Demon statue?
Get rid of the pool of blood and put in a monument commemorating the Steel Fangs hooded lanterns and the battle that was fought here today. That'll take some time, but
I'll commission a mason.
I'll get that working. How do I own the castle, guys? I don't.
A lot of. We're gonna need a new steward, like the one I blasted off the roof. We're gonna need another one of those guys to kind of run.
I think we're kind of firing everybody that was working here, and we're gonna hire all new staff.
Well, maybe
Clean house.
Maybe some of the things want to get there afterwards.
Once the curse is lifted, I'll give them that option. Is this my home now? I kind of look at Elias. Did we?
All things considered, this is probably the safest place for you.
sweet home, I suppose.
Although it does go against the advice of Elias when it comes to the academy. I do not like to keep secrets. But it seems that they may not need to know this.
As far as they know, we've destroyed a vampire. We've solved the problem. The castle lays dormant, and we're using it as a base of operations. Like the lighthouse. The more bases we have, the more safe places we have, the better. As far as the academy needs to know, we've secured Castle Kesselford as a safe and secure place.
Yes.
For the Hooded Lanterns, the Steel Fangs, and anybody else working with us.
Yes, so maybe keeping your lordship.
There's a few paintings
Quiet.
hanging around that we might mustache. Is my mustache grown back yet?
I mean, it was a couple days ago. You got like a week.
I have like a roguish mustache. It's not the curly one. It's just it's like
We could paint full beards on all the paintings. And no one will have any idea.
you know, they probably won't. The paintings, they don't look exact.
Ready?
What'd you find in there?
I know you want to keep yourself a secret. Your heritage, where you come from. But what about the steward? We said we'd look into what's going on there.
Absolutely, and we will. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of signs pointing us to Drakenheim. We'll have to go there at some point. We'll have to... I mean, River's there now doing research and study. We'll have to see what she's found. But I'm starting to think that it's inevitable that in our dealings with Delirium, figuring out the source, looking at these elven ruins, trying to secure locations that are being corrupted by Delirium. At some point this is going to bring us back to Drakenheim, although I wanted to avoid it. And I didn't want to set foot in that city or deal with the weight of what it meant to go there. I didn't account for the fact that there might be people I care about suffering there. And it's seemingly our duty. Do I think that we can redeem Drakenheim? No. Do I think we can reclaim the throne? In a sense, yes. The throne in Drakenheim might not be ideal, but claiming the power of the throne, choosing a king, and claiming kingdom doesn't mean that you have to sit in. And if the steward is trapped there, trying to hold close
We've helped on one side, Dreamworld. But I think in order to look at the bigger picture of what's going on with Delirium and this magic, that got me looking at a whole bunch of flags, thinking that might be where we could help, but we might be only able to help if we use your name to get in there and get some leverage.
We'll keep it secret until the moment that it seems most opportune.
Agreed.
The Illyrians watch. That after we help Rickard, they come to claim all of the Delirium, but not for gain, but to destroy it.
There's a bunch of Delirium here too.
We have the Delirium below us. It can be used against the Illyrians. They seek to stop whatever it is that we do. They threaten your family, Rudy. They challenge this land that you now hold some kind of claim to.
I do see value in destroying Delirium.
Explain.
Får ikke bare svinge til venstre.
Remember
da har
that
det
time you summoned a demon and a vampire who was holding Delirium transformed into a giant monster and ripped it in half?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a bad
You
thing.
always throw that in my face.
This is the first
Føler
time.
at det er slag.
Yeah, it's a once off.
Remember that time that an entire village of probably decent fishing people were turned into fish, and a giant fish tried to transform us and kill us? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Did that have anything to do with Delirium?
A little.
Do you remember the rattlings
Look.
that were designing a submarine?
This power can be shaped and controlled. The Academy has these resources. And
What control have you seen, Raph? Where's the control? We're cleaning up messes. We're sweeping things under the rug. We are doing dirty work for your company. And excuse me for saying this, I really like River. I really like you. Most of the Amethyst Academy members I've met are pretty nice. But this control you speak of, it's gotten away from them.
Remember what Baltar Baymoon said. This is not going to stop. This is going to keep growing out of our control within hundreds of years. If we don't get started on cleaning this up now, this plane of existence is gone.
Elias Drexel speaks up. The Academy has been a strong ally and a resource to the nobility of Westamar for generations. But their power has always been held in check by the Edicts of Lumen. The monarchy of Illyria is non-existent. Our monarchy here in Westamar has been non-existent. The Caspians, the Edicts of Lumen were a compact between the royalty, church, and the academy. And the pillar that keeps those forces in check is our strong monarchy. Without that, with respect, the academy is, well, there are geniuses in the academy, but they also don't live in the world. They hide in their towers, and they keep too many secrets. And they're able to do that because no one asks them to hold up their end of the bargain anymore. There is nobody that they are accountable to. We have had to make deals with them and give them what they want because we don't have we do not have our pillar in clay. The crown, the throne, the seals of Westamar. These things languished in Castle Draken. We did what we had to do. We did what we did with the knowledge that we had in the time. But there's a lot of negotiations ahead of us. But Wilhelm, if you will take up this throne, if you will take up this mantle, there's a lot of good that you can do. Your first cousin is a good boy. He has a good heart. He might even be a good king. But he's not a warrior like you are.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, taking the throne and the crown is more than just a claim. It's a process, one that at this current moment is extremely dangerous. And to throw that on a young child, unprepared, unknowing, it's not something I feel forced into a role that I tried to hide from, but nonetheless, my rules tell me that when given a difficult choice, the option that helps the most people is the correct choice. It seems that I've been hiding from my name for too long, and the time is coming that I should state my claim.
Well, I'm gonna stop the stream now. I'm gonna go inside to get some stuff I need. And catch you later.